My motto is giving is living and living is giving.
When you want to go for a journey, they say travel light, less baggage, more comfort. On the journey of life also, fewer desires, fewer attachments, fewer expectations means a more comfortable journey. If I cannot do anything else, at least I can light a candle.
People called him Santji from the time he was a small child, as his nature was saintly and divine. The only game he enjoyed was playing satsang with the neighborhood children, giving spiritual wisdom and leading them in meditation and prayer. When young Santji met Pujya Swami Brahmaswarupji for the first time, at the tender age of 8, his life was changed. As the saint touched his third eye, Santji beheld a divine light in which Lord Krishna soon appeared. In that divine trance, his life's purpose had been revealed. I want to be a Swamiji, he announced to his parents. After undergoing 12 long months of strict silence, fasting, and intense sadhana at his family home, he was officially initiated into Brahmacharya and given the name Sant Narayan Muniji. The Guru took young Muniji into the Himalayan jungles and forests, where he was to spend much of his childhood and teenage years. His sadhana was extreme, 11 hours a day on one foot in Vrikshasana, fasting in silence, withstanding heat and cold, dangerous animals, hunger and thirst. His possessions consisted merely of a thin mat upon which to sleep, a simple cotton gown, one towel, a Bhagavad Gita, and the holy image of Lord Vishnu. For young Muniji, these days were heavenly, divinely connected, held in the lap of God. He was untouched by any lack of external comfort. Throughout these years, young Muniji and his guru walked across much of northern India, high into the towering Himalayas, through the plains, winter and summer, with divine connection as the only destination. Nights were spent under trees, on mountainsides, or occasionally in the shelter of a gracious devotee. When he was 17, young Muniji and his master walked through the holy town of Rishikesh, in the lap of the Himalayas, on the banks of the rushing waters of Mother Ganga. The moment he stepped into Parmarth Niketan Ashram, he knew that this was where the next phase of his life lay. He asked his master for permission to stay at Parmarth and complete his education at Parmarth's Mahavidyalaya. Swami Brahmaswarupji knew that his young disciple's life was destined to go far beyond the forests and jungles. So he left young Muniji at Parmarth, the largest ashram in Rishikesh. few years later, having excelled in his studies and even earned national merit scholarships, on the sacred day of Mahashivratri, 1975, young Muniji was officially initiated by Pujya Swami Dharmananji into the order of sannyas and given the name Swami Chidanand Saraswati Ji. Despite his youth, Pujya Swamiji was soon named General Secretary of Parmarth Niketan. His leadership abilities were quickly recognized, and he began to lead more and more of the ashram life, as well as guiding its growth, expansion, and beautification. In 1977, Pujya Swamiji and Pujya Swami Sashwatananji coordinated Parmarth's camp at the Maha Kumbh Mela. Tens of millions flocked to Allahabad to have a bath in the holy Sangam of the Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati. The two young saints erected on dry, barren dirt a beautiful camp, which was even graced by the presence of the Prime Minister, Indira Gandhi. Two years later, in 1979, Pujya Swamiji organized the Bharat Darshan train tour, a divine yatra which took place over a period of many months and traversed the length and breadth of Bharat Mata. An entire train was rented for nearly 600 pilgrims who traveled across India with the saints of Parmarth Niketan. They stopped at sacred sites throughout the country, giving satsang and uplifting discourses along the way in local temples, halls, and even on railway platforms. In 1980, Pujya Swamiji traveled to the United States with Pujya Swami Sadananji, where they attended the Bhumi Puja of a new temple to be built in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, a lush, hilly suburb of Pittsburgh. The dynamic young Swami captivated the hearts and ignited the devotion of the Indians living in the West, who had felt disconnected from their homeland and spiritual culture. The Pittsburgh community begged for Pujya Swamiji to return to be their leader and spiritual guide in the establishment of the new temple. Thus, with his Guru's blessings, after 17 months of complete silence and deep meditation in Rishikesh, Pujya Swamiji returned to Pittsburgh, where he founded the Hindu Jain Temple. Pujya Swamiji was committed not only to building a temple, but also to uniting the Indian community of Hindus and Jains. Many were resistant to the idea of a joint temple, but his vision, leadership, and inspiration opened people's hearts and minds, and the Pittsburgh Hindu Jain Temple has become a model for Hindu Jain temples all across the world. Many likened this dynamic young Swami's energy to the vision and dedication of a young Swami Vivekananda, and Pujya Swamiji's renown as a spiritual leader grew worldwide. He began to receive invitations as a guest speaker to innumerable international summits, parliaments, and interfaith events, as well as requests for his presence and leadership in the establishment of temples throughout the world. Each year, the invitations multiplied as more and more people across the globe were touched by his teachings of love and unity. Eminent religious leaders, social leaders, and national leaders began inviting Pujya Swamiji to visit them in their countries, to be a guest at their events, to bring some of the drops of his divine nectar to their lands and their people. Wherever Pujya Swamiji traveled, reaching across boundaries of language, culture, religion, and race, he made everyone his family.
We may speak different languages, we may think in different shades, come from different religions, different races, believe in different customs and traditions, does not matter. We are born on the same planet. And that's why we all are linked and locked together as brother and sisters.
Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram.
In 1986, as Pujya Swami Sadananji entered the last days of his life, he appointed Pujya Swamiji as official president of Parmarth Nikethan. Under Pujya Swamiji's leadership, Parmarth continued to blossom and expand, with more and more visitors coming each year from India and across the world. In the year 2000, Pujya Swamiji opened the Parmarth Gurukul. The Parmarth Gurukul was created as a place for children from every caste, every creed, and every class, providing free shelter, food, clothing, education, and culture to disadvantaged, impoverished, orphaned, and underprivileged children who would otherwise never have had these opportunities.
No matter what class or what caste they come from, they are all divine children. We must give them the message that, look, you are not dust, you are a diamond.
In 1999, the ashram began hosting the International Yoga Festival, turning it into a world-famous event. Internationally renowned teachers from a diverse range of yoga disciplines hold classes from morning to evening on the banks of Mother Ganga at the annual celebration, which draws hundreds of participants from dozens of countries across the globe. It's an opportunity for the world's yogis to imbibe the sacred science of yoga at its source, in the holy land of the rishis, and to have satsang with some of India's most revered saints and spiritual leaders.
One has to know, and in the process, a way of life is called yoga. The way you live your life, your attitudes.
In 1987, Pujya Swamiji founded India Heritage Research Foundation, an international non-profit humanitarian organization which runs dozens of free schools, women's vocational training programs, orphanages, medical camps, rural development programs, and environmental protection programs. In times of natural disaster, like the 2004 tsunami, IHRF provides emergency relief efforts,
Nobody should sleep tonight hungry in this village.
as well as long-term rehabilitation.
House? Is your house here? Yes. Yes? You like it? Very nice? Happy?
Pujya Swamiji's vision extends far beyond Rishikesh and India. He has created 3 ashrams in the sacred land of Lake Mansarovar and Mount Kailash, including an ashram in Dirapuk on the sacred Mount Kailash Parikrama route at the unprecedented height of 17,000 feet. These ashrams provide shelter for pilgrims who make their way to this remote and sacred land, as well as employment and other benefits for local villagers. The projects under Pujya Swamiji's guidance continue to expand as his arms reach further and further, embracing more and more of the needy humanity. New books, magazines, brochures, films, and websites are also created each year to expand the reach of his message of love and unity. Under his blessings and leadership, Parmarth hosts spectacular cultural and spiritual programs given by acclaimed artists, musicians, revered saints, and spiritual and social leaders.
एक व्यक्ति में व्यवस्था भी हो, अपनी एक ऊंचाई की अवस्था भी हो और कोई परम तत्व पर आस्था भी हो। ये तीनों पूजनी मुनि जी में मुझे अक्सर दिखते हैं।
In addition to these innumerable ongoing programs, services, and activities, this year saw the completion of the 11-volume Encyclopedia of Hinduism, conceived, blessed, inspired, and led by Pujya Swamiji, and a groundbreaking project of his India Heritage Research Foundation.
हिंदू विश्वकोश जो परम श्रद्धेय स्वामी चिदानंद जी महाराज की तपश्चर्या, ज्ञान, परिश्रम और प्रशासक बुद्ध के देन है।
स्वामी चिदानंद जी का यह परिश्रम है, यह तपस्या है कि जिसके द्वारा उन्होंने इतना महान कार्य करके और हमारे सामने प्रस्तुत किया।
क्योंकि ज्ञान की कोई सीमा नहीं है और हमारे मुनि जी के प्रयास की भी कोई सीमा नहीं।
India's tradition, 1,000 years, different religious tradition live together harmoniously. I'm very much impressed.
This monumental project, nearly 2 decades in preparation by more than 1,000 scholars across the world, was previewed at the 2010 Mahakumbh Mela, where it was blessed by His Holiness the Dalai Lama and many other revered saints and eminent dignitaries. Now, the full 11-volume set has been completed and handed over into the arms of the waiting world. Pujya Swamiji has also initiated Project Give Back, which brings doctors, engineers, teachers, and other volunteers from across the world to share their knowledge, experience, expertise, and resources with the impoverished and mountainous regions surrounding Rishikesh. The motto is, give back, and feel good.
Om Jai Gange Mata Maiya Jai Gange.
Now, having completed his 60th year, Pujya Swamiji has dedicated himself fully to the protection and preservation of Mother Ganga. In 2010, he founded the Ganga Action Parivar, a world family dedicated to the service of Mother Ganga.
Ganga is a goddess, a mother for all Indians here, and they worship this Mother Ganga with a source of inspiration, source of transformation, and Ganga for them is a great inspiration.
The goal of Ganga Action Parivar is to clean Mother Ganga's waters and beautify her banks, from her source at Gomukh all the way to Ganga Sagar, traversing 2,500 kilometers and 5 states of India.
Leaders like Swamiji over here, who can really create the will and the desire on the part of people to say, we've got to do this.
How you feel fresh when you go to the river, take a dip, you come back, you feel very, wow, great. Same thing. The devotional river is always on. Take the dip, get fresh.
In addition to all those who are touched by his generosity and selflessness, Pujya Swamiji also touches many lives in a much deeper way. He is the beloved Guruji and divine guide to tens of thousands of people across the world. Their very lives have been transformed by his presence. Their connection to the divine is deepening day by day under his touch, and their seva is blossoming under his inspiration. Most of his devotees could not begin to find words to express their gratitude and their love for him. So we leave the closing words to Pujya Swamiji's dear friend and spiritual brother, Pujya Baishri.
मैंने पूज्य स्वामी जी को एक कर्मठ महापुरुष के रूप में देखा है, सतत समाज और राष्ट्र के लिए और मानवता के लिए चिंता और चिंतन करने वाले महापुरुष के रूप में देखा है। चाहे वो गंगा शुद्धि का अभियान हो, चाहे सामाजिक विसंगतियों के साथ लड़ने की बात हो, हर जगह स्वामी जी सतत सक्रिय रहे हैं। मैं उनके स्वस्थ दीर्घायु की कामना करता हूं, क्योंकि वे राष्ट्र की संपत्ति है, वे समाज की संपत्ति है। उनका शरीर, उनके जीवन का एक एक क्षण निरंतर परमार्थ चिंतन में लगा हुआ है। उनका लोगों के बीच में होना यही आशीर्वाद है।
ओम शांति।